Hey everybody! I want to welcome you to the first video lesson of the program named A Shortcut to a Better Life. I am very thrilled and very excited about all of you because I know what is coming at you and it's going to be amazing, I promise you. Before we start though, I want to cover a couple of housekeeping items. The first housekeeping item is introduction video. That is the video which was there on the list for you before this one, before the first lesson. And I want to emphasize on that video, guys. For those who have not watched this video yet, I would suggest and strongly suggest just, put this one on a pause and come back to that introduction video. Guys, in that video, I listed some hints and useful information which will help you to get the best out of this program. I value your time and I value your money you have invested in yourself by buying this program. Therefore, I want to deliver at my best. In order to do that, you got to play by certain very minor rules. And those rules I have listed in that introduction video. So please go ahead, take a look at that first and then come back here. Okay? All right. The second one, the housekeeping rule is I want to switch the terminology a little bit. I want to switch lessons to steps. Because guys, I promised you that I'm going to take you to the journey to the better life. And each journey consists of steps. You're moving forward. You're moving towards your goals. And on the other side of this program, I want you to meet your better life. So we would be better off taking those steps more than just, taking those lessons. So let's call them step. All right? Perfect. And in a second, I'm going to invite you on the first step of this journey. But before that, last housekeeping item. Please keep a pen and a piece of paper in front of you all the time for every single step you're going through. Because I'm going to be sharing with you information. I'm going to be involving you in actually participating in the program and participating in the learning process. And that's how you're going to memorize the things we'll be talking about here even better. All right? And for this particular step here, you're definitely going to need a piece of paper and pen. So if you don't have them yet, just, click on a pause, get set up, get ready, and then continue watching this video. All right? Okay, let's start the first step, guys. And the first step name is, I called it 3 Steps to Freedom and the Power of Beliefs. In this lesson, I'm going to introduce you to the 3 main parts of the foundation we are building throughout the program. Remember, I mentioned this foundation in my introduction video. I said we're going to build something which will then help us and support us for any change in our life, change for the better. So we need to know what this foundation actually consists of, and I'm going to introduce you, unleash those things in the first part of this step. The second part of this step is even more important. Those are the beliefs we're going to be talking about. We're going to figure it out what is the definition of the beliefs. We're going to figure it out why those beliefs are so important, how they actually correlate with the quality of our life. And we're going to go through the practical exercise of how to identify your specific beliefs and how to replace them with the beliefs that can help you more than those ones which are already being running through your mind and through your head on some conscious level just because of your previous experiences. So I want to urge you to continue watching this video. I know a lot of you might want just to skip and switch and get to the other video, in looking for strategies and plans and methods and tools. Guys, we're going to have that all. But before we get to that part, we need to take care of our mind and our psychology. And I'll mention that in the second part of this video, okay? So stick with this video, stick with me, let's continue, and you're going to be amazed what you're going to learn today. Because without that, you're not going to be that successful in upcoming steps you're going to take while going through that program. All right? Okay, so why do I call this one, the first part of it, 3 steps to freedom? What kind of freedom I'm talking about? Well, let's figure it out. I'm gonna list them first, and then I'm gonna explain them why are they so important. The first one is we gotta have strong psychology and the mindset. And we're gonna be working with you on the mindset and psychology. The second part is effective strategies which you can actually use to create your lifestyle. Together with you, we're gonna be putting the specific plans, customly made for you, within actionable items for you to execute and get anything out of your life. This is the second part. And the third part is our habits, which are, by the way, reinforcing and helping us to maintain those ongoing results, which will come from our strong mindset and psychology and our knowledge of what kind of strategies, plans, tools, and methodologies should we use in order to actually work on ongoing results. And this is the magic formula, which what I call it. And these are the steps to the freedom. As you see, they all, 3 of them, you're all universal. I don't need to be your financial advisor to help you. I don't need to be your fitness trainer to help you. I don't need to be your therapist to help you in your relationships, right? I don't need to be all those things, but I still can help you in all those areas. Why? Just because I know this magic formula. I know those 3 parts of that foundation. And I just unveiled it to you. Now, let's figure it out. Why are they so important? Why specifically these items? And why in that specific order? Let's take the first one. The first one is mind and psychology. Your mindset and your psychology. Why is that so important? Well, everything starts in your mind and in your psychology. And the more strength in your mind and your psychology you have, the better off you're going to be in your life. You see, if you only learn methodologies, strategies, and plans and stuff, you can achieve that much. But if on the way of using those strategies and those plans and those step-by-step guides, you're gonna meet some obstacles, some situations where your fear is gonna show up, and your mind and your psychology gonna be weak and not strong enough, you most probably will give up and stop and not even progressing forward. So there is a greater probability of you do still get those same results which you're getting right now, because obviously you have something different from others who are succeeding in their life right now. And by the way, that is the exact thing I learned from those others like Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, and other mentors out there which I was coached by personally, virtually, and all other books and all other resources I went through. They all have one thing in common of how they explain this success. Success consists of 2 main components. One of them are skills. And the second one of them is what? Exactly, your mindset and psychology. And by the way, the mindset and psychology take up 80% of the success, according to the words of all those successful people out there. And skills are taking up only 20%. That is the reason why I first want to start working with you on your mindset and your psychology, because they take up 80% of the overall success. And only then we're going to get to the strategies and plans to set up the roadmap and actionable items. And only then we're going to train our habits, and we're going to learn methodologies of how you actually keep up with the implementation to maintain those ongoing results. That's why the sequence of them important as well. But don't get me wrong, we're not going to cover all of that in this step. My goal in this step was, though, to introduce to you to those 3 steps to freedom. Because these 3 steps, as soon as you strengthen your mind and your psychology, as soon as you learn strategies and have plan in place, and then you develop habits to bring the ongoing results, you can make any change in your life, in any area of your life. That is the reason I call them 3 steps to freedom. You have freedom of any change. I hope you get it, guys. And by the way, the whole program, if we take the program and our steps we're going through, are divided in exactly same way. The first 3 to 5 videos are going to be the videos where we're going to strengthen our mind and our psychology. The next kind of 10 videos or so are going to be the videos we're going to learn specific strategies, plans, methodologies, and explore tools. And in third part of the program, like the rest of the videos, we're going to cover the habits and implementation methods of how can we keep up with maintaining those results and get committed. Okay? So I hope you got it. To recap, we're going to be learning in those 3 parts. First, we're going to be strengthening our mind and psychology. Then we're going to be going through the strategies. And then we're going to learn habits and implementation methods. Okay? I hope it was useful. And now you understand what is the structure. And by the way, the same structure you can see in your membership area where you have all these steps. All right? Nice. We covered that part. Now, let's move on and let's cover the second part of this video, which will be even more interesting. The second part is all about beliefs. You see, to start working on our mindset and psychology, which is the first part of the overall program, we need to take care and understand our beliefs. I cannot emphasize enough of how important beliefs are in your life and what kind of role are they playing in your life. Based on the beliefs, I don't know if you thought about it, or have you ever even thought about your beliefs? Have you ever heard of that word? Do you know the meaning of this word? And do you know how this word and the beliefs themselves can impact your life? I hope you do. If not, it's going to be huge. It's going to basically change the whole life. Only this video will help you out already a ton. So let's get to the beliefs. What the beliefs are? Well, the beliefs is something you base your all decisions on. You base your all thoughts on. You base all your perception of the world. You do things because of the beliefs. You don't do the things because of your beliefs. You see things differently from others because of your beliefs. So that is why it is important to start working on your beliefs and figure out what kind of specific beliefs you have, where did they come from, how can you replace them with the better ones and reinforce them throughout your life to actually start using them as the push and they can help you out. Okay? To do that, let's define what is the belief. Because when we define the belief, when we understand what it is, it's a lot easier to change it. Okay? What is the belief? The belief is a feeling of absolute certainty which you and I have about something. There might be anything, the same thing. But we can believe and look at that thing differently just because you know why. Because the belief, and I will repeat this, guys, just because this is so important. Belief is just a feeling of an absolute certainty which you and I have about something. Just think about it. If that is the feeling, the good news is we can change it right away, right? Because we all experience it, that feeling within us when we are happy, and at the same time, by the snapping our fingers, we can experience that anger right away. And we know how we can fluctuate in between those feelings, right? From one to another. So the good news is you can change your beliefs like that. But the bad news is the beliefs are being formed without your conscious decision. The beliefs are actually being formed, which are feelings, when you go through these certain experiences in your life And in most cases, unfortunately for us human beings, the belief of being formed when we go through those dramatic situations, through the dramatic experiences in our life, or experiences in our life which are filled with the very high level and intensity of emotions. And as our mind is built in a way it's supposed to protect us, our mind pays our attention and puts the focus only on those negative kind of conditions which we went through and take them as something to learn from and project to the future. I know it might sound a little complicated. I'm going to give you a handful of examples which I'm sure will help you to understand what the beliefs are. For now, just know those are the feelings which usually are being formed, and feelings are attached to emotions, are being formed as a result of our dramatic experiences or experiences where we have experienced this high intensity emotions. All right? And then what our mind does is it generalizes that experience, takes it and projects it to the future, and let us behave in the future in completely the same way we were behaving in the past without any changes. I would even tell you more, our mind controls us and lets us to escape those same conditions and environments where we had experiences like that, where we have very high intensity emotions. All right, let's get to the examples. I'm going to give you, as I said, a handful of examples. The first one is my example from my own life. As you maybe heard and already watched some other videos of mine, I had pretty dramatic childhood. I was abused by my dad physically and mentally, as the whole family did. But I do not want you to focus on that. I want to focus on the different part and perspective and aspect of that. You see, when I was this little boy who would go through those dramatic experiences, I had these huge levels of stress and anxiety and anticipation to be actually beaten up at some point of the day when the dad comes back from his work. But what I did is I actually learned the patterns of the parents' behavior prior the conflict and all the beating kind of situation. And what I figured out is subconsciously, not only consciously, is that my parents do certain things which lead to the conflict, and they also say certain things which lead to the conflict. So my mind, as we know now, generalized the whole thing and written down the program in my subconscious which says, if you do something wrong as my parents did, or you say something wrong as my parents did with each other, the beating will follow. You will suffer. Because that's how it was happening in my life back then. And without me even knowing, my mind has written this program. And now my mind, by willing to protect and wanting to protect me, you know what my mind does with me? Up until some point in my life, my mind was on my way, by creating my fears, to say something extra and to do something extra. Because my mind was thinking it's protecting me from the literal beating. And my mind was running that same program. You see, it just took that thing, generalized it, applied it to the future, and didn't let me to open up. So very good part of my life, I would not speak up in places and during some meetings and events where I could speak up, and that would help some other people. In many cases of my life, I didn't do things what I was supposed to do and I had the calling for, just because my mind was telling me you're gonna get beat up. That's how screwed up those beliefs are. I will not afraid to say this word, because I felt regret of everything what I didn't do, or anything what I didn't say, because it could have impacted someone's life, including mine. And just because I have written down that belief, which was written down in my mind without any control of mine, I was basically suffering and losing the opportunities throughout my life. That's how powerful those beliefs are. I'll give you another example. Another example which very common in between all the human beings, and majority of human beings has it. It's the fear of not being loved because of not being perfect. It's partially was also in my life. From the past, what I remember is I was craving my mom's love. You see, she didn't show me her love. She didn't know how to show me her love. And I was thinking that to deserve that love, which I didn't see, I have to be perfect. And I was doing everything as perfect as I could. And I still did not feel that love. What it led to is I become the person who would strive for the perfectionism. I would try to be the perfect as I can in every single thing what I do. What it did with me is it's basically kind of destroyed me, because I would not let go anything until it's perfect. And now I know there is no such thing as perfect in my life. And therefore, it was the vicious cycle for me to fight to be perfect. And I was missing out on so many things, and my life was miserable. And the only thing, and the program was running in my mind, is I have to be perfect in order to be loved. So I have to be going after the perfect. And I think a lot of people out there right now suffering that. So if you are one of them, just ask yourself the question, which love have you been craving for in the past or in your childhood? And that answer will lead you to the root of that belief. Okay? Another and last example, guys, and we're going to go on. Another example is, imagine you're the person, just the hypothetical example, but I think a lot of people went through that. You've been bullied in your past, in your childhood, right? Because of that, you started to kind of comfort yourself and you start eating too much because it brought you comfort. And as a result, you became overweight. Or any other events and conditions and things happened with your life which led to you start eating a little more than you used to eat. And as a result, you became overweight. And then at some point, you were so determined to actually lose that weight that you started to go to the gym or start running. But those same bullies, when cutting you at doing that, started to laugh at you, started to actually pick on you. As a result of that, what you did is you stopped actually exercising just to escape that pain of being picked on or bullied on. And your mind, guess what did? Your mind did write the program right there which says we should never go and improve our health because we're going to get picked on and we're going to feel uncomfortable and it's going to be painful. And if you're that person, you probably tried so many times to start working out, to start the healthy diet, and yet you were coming back to the previous habits of overeating and not exercising. And it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's just how our mind works. It's kind of what kind of beliefs our mind runs. And it generalizes things. You're not going to get laughed on if you're going to go now and work out. You're not going to get picked on if you're going to start to improve in your diet anymore. As a matter of fact, you're going to be the motivation. If I go to the gym, if I see overweight people there and I see the fit people there, guess what? The fit people does not say me anything. They're already fit, they've done it, okay. But when I see the person who is older than me or who is overweight and they working their butts off, it motivates me huge and I have huge respect for them. And trust me, a lot of people has too. So don't be afraid. Don't use that belief as an excuse to not go and improve your health. All right? So that's how powerful those beliefs are. In those different cases, because of the beliefs, you actually might lose your health. And as a result, your life, just because of your beliefs. You actually might lose a lot of opportunities in your life just because of your belief of not speaking up or doing stuff, because being afraid to being beat up, which is not impossible in our life in modern world right now. But those are the beliefs which bring us those fears, and they let us down. They push us back. They don't help us to do anything which we have calling for and we want to do. Got it? Okay, let's recap. Beliefs are the feelings of absolute certainty which you and me have about something. And unfortunately for us, those beliefs are being formed without our conscious decision. They are being formed as a result of experiences from our past, which our mind takes, generalizes, and projects to the future, and let us don't do things which we would benefit of, or procrastinate just because we have those fears about those beliefs, related to those beliefs. And I'm saying that, why? Just because I have a solution here, guys. I know how to change that. After hearing all that, wouldn't you like to change that? Wouldn't you like to identify what are your personal beliefs are? Where did you get them from? How did they develop? How many things did you miss out on? And now you will know how to do all that. And more than that, you will figure it out, and we'll figure out together of how to actually come up with the opposite beliefs and reinforce them in your life. You see, those beliefs which I have mentioned, they have a name. The name is disempowering beliefs. Others might call them negative beliefs or false beliefs. So we just found out, and I made you an example of some of them. Our goal now is to go and use this technique and methodology to figure out all of our disempowering beliefs, which pull us back, which don't go us, but don't help us, and don't let us to actually do what we want in life, to proceed with our calling, if you wish, to identify them and then come up with the opposite beliefs, which are so much stronger, which we are willing to forget about those old ones, the disempowering ones, and start focusing and reinforcing those good ones. If we're going to be able, and we will going to be able to do that, as a result of that, your mind on your subconscious level will start running and help you making decisions, look at things differently based on those new empowering beliefs which you just came up for yourself. Sounds good? All right. Before we get to the practicality of it, and I have prepared the practical exercise which I'm going to be doing with you. Before we go there, let me show you how those disempowering beliefs can reinforce themselves, and how empowering beliefs can also reinforce themselves. And depending on these two situations, you can prosper in your life or you can go down the hill. And I call it your success cycle. It's not my thing, I've learned it from my mentors as well, but I love it so much and I share it too with everyone and anyone whom I meet, because I think this is the mother of understanding the beliefs even better, even on a deeper level. So what is the success cycle? Well, let's make a little exercise with you. Take your pens and take your paper. We're going to be drawing a little picture right now with you. Ready? Okay, let's go. Imagine you have 4 quadrants, 2 on top and 2 on the bottom. Just take your piece of paper and draw 4 quadrants. 1 on the left, 1 on the right on top, 1 on the left, 1 on the right in the bottom. Then what you do is, on the left upper quadrant, you write down potential. On the right upper quadrant, you write actions. On the right lower quadrant, on the bottom one, you write results. And on the left lower one, you write beliefs. Got it? Then what you do, you connect them all with arrows which start from belief, go to the potential, continue with action, then go to the result, and then finish themselves onto beliefs. Just make sure you understand it right and you get it right. I'm going to show you this example here. I actually have the picture. Hopefully you guys can see that picture. On that picture here, I have the drawing of just same thing which I have mentioned to you right now. I have the potential here, I have actions here, I have results there, and I have the beliefs there. And I have connected them with the arrows. All right? And this is the success cycle. That's how your success cycle looks like. Let me explain. Let's take two people who have the potential. Those same people, they can take actions, right? And those same people can get to the results based on those actions. And those same people have certain beliefs, right? Right. Now, part of those people, group of those people, have those empowering beliefs in them, which can actually help them out. And part of the group have those disempowering beliefs. Guess which quadrant will make a difference in these people achieving the results and the things which they want from life. I think you understand, but those are the people who have empowering beliefs. Because when you have empowering beliefs, you are able to tap into your potential right here. Take all that knowledge and skills and the courage and confidence within you and proceed with the massive action. And by putting in the massive action, those people will get massive results. And by seeing those massive results, they will actually reinforce those empowering beliefs they have. And the opposite is true. If you have so many of those disempowering beliefs that put you in a place of weakness, mentally and emotionally, you are acting from the weak position. Your thoughts are weak. And therefore what? Your actions are also weak. And those weak actions will lead you to the weak results. And those weak results will disappoint you. And as a result, your beliefs, being already disempowering, will reinforce themselves. And with that reinforcement, you will not be able to tap into your potential. And the cycle goes on and on. Only in case of disempowering beliefs, the cycle as a spiral go downwards. But in case if you replace them with empowering beliefs, you can change that cycle and it's going to go upwards. That's how powerful those disempowering and empowering beliefs are. And I will give you an example of empowering ones for those examples which I have given you for the disempowering. That thing of mine when I was afraid to do something or say something. Well, that was staying on the way of me starting to record my program like that, starting to post in videos online. You know what I did? I came up with the empowering belief. An empowering belief was, is it worth it to just do that for my kids? To leave a legacy? Do I want or do I think I know enough to teach my kids? Hell yeah, I do. So therefore, for me, it's just worth it to do it for my kids, for no one else. If someone else will benefit from it, very good, I'm gonna be happy. But at least my kids will see those videos, will see this and go through that program and will learn, because I'm sure I'm teaching something which will help you a lot in your life. And that became my passion, that became my empowering belief. I don't care what others think anymore. I don't care that I might get beat up anymore. It's not that important to me anymore because I have found that empowering belief. I want to concentrate all my attention and focus on. Got it? The second case, the being perfect to be loved. Empowering belief for that is, you don't need to be perfect to be loved. Because first of all, there is no such benchmark as the perfect. It doesn't exist. If you're comparing yourself to the perfect, you shoot yourself into the foot. And second of all, you being loved for who you are, not for how you do things. How powerful is that? I hope that will let you to concentrate your attention on this empowering belief. And the third case, for the person who didn't want to start to work out just because it brought the pain of being picked on and stuff. No, as I told you already and mentioned, guys, overweight guys or older guys, they are the motivation nowadays for us who comes there who are not overweight or not that old, just because we are getting inspiration from all of you. And I'm not single myself out, guys. I've been 220 pounds. I've been there. I know what that means. Don't get me wrong, I'm not single myself out. I'm just saying there is so much of those empowering beliefs here. To basically just concentrate your focus and attention on that. Be inspiration to others by helping yourself out and improving your health. How great is that? What a powerful, empowering belief, isn't it? I hope you get it now. And as a result, guess what? If you will concentrate now your attention on this empowering belief, it will let you to do massive action. Meaning you're gonna go running, you're gonna go to the gym, and doesn't matter what kind of fear you have in your head, doesn't matter how terrifying it sounds like. You have this empowering belief which you focus on, it will push you to make massive action. As a result, you're gonna make results. You're gonna see yourself getting slimmer. You're gonna see yourself getting healthier, feeling a lot better. And as a result, it's gonna reinforce your empowering belief what you just came up with. And those beliefs will grow into your mind. Wouldn't it be great feeling just to take and tear out all those disempowering ones and put the empowering ones in and replace them and clean your head up and just to start the new path in your life and use those empowering beliefs as a jump start for the new achievements in your life. I hope and I hope you feel my energy, you feel my passion, because I went through all that and oh my God, how much of the joy and the excitement I felt as soon as I started to break through those beliefs and start paying attention to my empowering beliefs. That became so easy. That became so simple. You know, because everything what's simple is not always easy. All right, guys, now we're gonna be getting to the practicality of it, where I'm gonna open up in a second my template, which I have prepared specifically for you. I also uploaded the template into your member area together with this video. And by the way, in this template, you're also gonna find the success cycle here, guys. I put the success cycle in the template just to remind you that that process, what you are going through right now, and figuring out your empowering beliefs for those disempowering beliefs is that important, that because it impacts your success cycle and your success literally depends on that. Remember that. Take a look at this success cycle scheme which you're going to have in this template, and with that feeling, with that determination, start working on those techniques which I'm going to explain you when I'm going to open up that template. All right? Okay. I'm going to open up the template now. You're going to see me on the right hand inside on the upper corner probably in a little window, but the whole window is going to be replaced with this template because I want you to see what I do and what I explain. Okay, let's start. All right, guys, you should see my file, my template, open template on your screens. And by the way, you're not only seeing the template, but you also can see me in this little window in the bottom of your screen. Hi, I'm still here and I'm still here with you guys. Don't you worry. Okay, let's get to the point. So what do we see in this opening right now? First of all, it's a sheet number 1, and I call it simple version. This version is for you who does not maybe like too much of the structure, too much of the details, and therefore I thought I would create a couple of versions for those who love complexity and for those who love the simplicity. And we will start with the simple version of this file, and I will explain you all the concept of how do I work with this file and how do I use this file, and then you can do your own conclusions and then decide which type of file you want to use. Okay. First of all, I want to pay your attention to this part of the file, and here I basically put you the picture of your success cycle, right? And this is just a reminder to you guys, because your success cycle is, directly proportionally correlates with your beliefs. And what kind of quality of beliefs do you have? That kind of quality will determine your success cycle. Whether that success is going to go up and going to reinforce all of these other quadrants, or that success based on your beliefs, success cycle will go down, right? The weaker our beliefs, the weaker our thoughts. The weaker our thoughts, the weaker our actions. The weaker our actions, the weaker our results. The weaker results, the weaker beliefs, because results do not reinforce our beliefs, and therefore we're going to accumulate more and more those disempowering beliefs in this quadrant, and our success cycle will go down. So this success cycle is a reminder of that to you, and at the same time this success cycle is a reminder how important beliefs are and how much they determine your life. So anything what you do in this file, with me right now, and I suggest you to do afterwards, determines the quality of your life. That's how important this file is, literally. So pay attention, please, guys. I want to help you out here, for real. On the left-hand inside, you see this kind of table, and I'm going to explain you table. Don't pay attention to this text now. It's just for an example. We are interested in those headers here and in this column here. So basically what I do when I want to list my disempowering beliefs or empowering beliefs, what I do is I decide which areas I want to improve, and therefore which area when I want to start working on, and figure out what kind of these empowering beliefs I have there, which do not let me use my full potential in this particular area. For me, as an example here, these are 4 big areas, which I call them health, which is body and mind, and then it's wealth, which is finance, career, and education. Then it's love, all my relationships with my family, with my friends, my romance, and then happiness and fulfillment. Usually happiness and fulfillment comes out from all those 3 upper categories if I'm succeeding in them, but there are a lot of different triggers like my emotions and everything where I can work with to actually increase the probability of me being happy and fulfilled. And on a side note, by the way, guys, I think happiness and fulfillment actually coming from growth, because growth actually supports the progress. To grow, we need to be in the progress all the time. And this program and this course, by the way, is built in a way to put you in the progress, to push and pull you forward, and to create the movement. And as soon as you are in the movement, you're going to feel the better flow. You're going to be kind of in the flow. The thing's going to basically get into the places where they're supposed to be. And the whole process will become easier and easier and easier. And this is only one of the first puzzles we put in together, working with the beliefs. Okay. So on the left hand side, you can change those areas and categories for yourself. Whatever works for you better, just delete mines or edit mine and put those yours there. Okay. As soon as I've done that, I start working on listing my disempowering beliefs in each of those areas. So if I take health, body and mind, and I start listing just the disbeliefs, what I have there. And then I work on my wealth and finance and career and education, and I'm listing them there. And then I go on and I continue with every single category. As soon as I'm done, I'm going to be working on my empowering beliefs and go through that same process. As a result, on the left-hand inside, I'm going to have all my empowering beliefs, disempowering beliefs, I'm sorry. And on the right-hand inside in this column, I'm going to have all my empowering beliefs. Now, how do I do that? How do I come up with these disempowering beliefs? Some of you might ask this question, and some of you might struggle to actually understand, like, how do you understand that belief? Well, for that, you just have to understand and remember all those situations from present and also the past where you felt kind of held back. You thought and your gut feeling was telling you to do something, to make that step forward, but you procrastinated and you did not do that. Usually, those are those moments where beliefs are holding us back. And that moment would be the key for you to start with. Then you get yourself in that moment. You understand what did you want to do in that moment and why didn't you do that. You try to kind of understand what kind of the disbeliefs you have which held it you back. As soon as you understand that, you ask then yourself the question, where this disbelief come from? Meaning, in which, what kind of experience did I have in the past or just recently, which formed that belief for me in my mind? What kind of pain did I feel, right? Well, what kind of emotions did I experience? And usually it's going to bring you in that moment and you're going to figure out where you have inherited basically that kind of pattern of thinking. And as soon as you're going to understand that, you're going to be able to formulate it here in the column of disempowering beliefs. I'll give you a couple of examples. I already put it here on the screen. So one of the disbeliefs for someone might be, I will never be fit and healthy, right? And if you're going to focus on that, it will never happen. The change will never happen. What we need to do is we need to focus on something which is, remember, heavier, something which is more important. And that usually is empowering belief we should come up with. And one of them, as an example, I put, well, if I'm going to be fit, it doesn't matter what kind of genes I have. It doesn't matter how my family looks like. I personally want to be fit. I have to make a decision for myself. And I have to become discipline, discipline machine. I have to start working out. If I have been, I have to start working out more and more frequent. I have to keep up with my diet. I have to start eat healthier. I have to start sleep more, or things like that, depending on what you're not doing right now to actually, stay fit. And as a result, you're going to come up with this empowering belief, and you're going to put it on the page here. The next example, in wealth and finance section for me, there is not enough money for everyone. A lot of us think of it, right? It's not enough money for everyone, so therefore we kind of settle with what we have and we do not want to fight. Well, actually, empowering beliefs, and this is also fact and true, we actually live in the world of plenty, in the world of abundance. We do not live in the world of not enough. We just need to understand it and know it. And everything, anything and anyone is available for anyone, right? The only difference is whether you want to reach your hands and grab your piece of pie. And how do you do that? Well, by educating yourself, by running businesses, by investing, by educating yourself again, right? By all those things. So therefore, you put such empowering belief in this column. And this, for me, for example, it worth a lot more than this disempowering belief. While I'm thinking of that, I'm getting so excited, I'm already forgetting about this one. And so on and so on. I just want to make sure that video is not that long, guys. In happiness, for example, I put emotions cannot be changed. Someone might think that emotions cannot be changed. Well, I say to me that emotions, those are the feelings which can be learned, understood, and changed by changing our beliefs. That's what we're doing right now. Because remember, beliefs are the feelings of absolute certainty, right? So I need to just, change my thinking patterns. And with repetition, the change will come. This is one of the empowering beliefs. And as a result, you're going to do it for every your disempowering belief. And you're going to have this beautiful list of everything what you disbelieve in and everything what you actually should be believing in because it's within you, because you have just created this list yourself. You're asking me about next step? Well, next step, you got to take action. You got to take a look of what kind of empowering beliefs have you came up with and what kind of actions are instilled in those beliefs. What should you take as an action and actually reinforce this belief? Because obviously you just have met this belief. You have just came up with it, right? You now need to rewire your mind. to actually work and trigger that belief instead of that disempowering belief. And it takes time. And anything what takes time takes what? Repetition. That's right. You have to repeat it all the time. So as soon as your disempowering beliefs comes and you think you are not gonna be fit, you gotta use your empowering belief by saying it, but also by doing it. In this case, well, I have to start exercising. Maybe I'm going to come up with the program or go to the gym or start running. And this is one of the actions I can take. As soon as I take this action, and if I take this massively and start doing it and doing it every single day and with repetition, I'm going to get wonderful results. As soon as I'm going to see results and feeling that feeling of feeling great and good just because I did something new, my belief is going to reinforce itself, and I'm going to start believing in this belief. That belief actually works, and because of that, it's going to allow me to dig deeper into my potential, get a little bit more out of it. And because of that, I'm going to reinforce my actions, and because of the actions, I'm going to get even better results. And that's how you get your success cycle, which goes like a spiral up. Okay, I hope you get in this, guys. I hope you get in what's the program here. Okay, let's move on. The next sheet I have prepared for you is just a little bit more advanced. Before that, as you see here, we just had like 4 these standalone categories. And by the way, if you are a little bit confused with these categories and you cannot come up the category for yourself, what you do is you can easily forget about these categories. If you're the person which does not, like structure and you think like you've been boxed in the structure, just leave it just like that, but just you see on the screen only these beliefs. Don't disempowering beliefs and empowering belief lists. That's it. No categories for you, no limitations. Just start listing all those events, all those experiences you had in your life which were holding you back. And that's how you will dig deep and you will find those disempowering beliefs, and just list them. Just list them from the top to the bottom, and then perform the same action what I just explained to you, with creating empowering belief for yourself. And as a result, you're going to have same result, only those disempowering and empowering beliefs would not be grouped. I would put it that way, right? But you can also group them and see them into the categories. So basically, if you want to do it with even a little bit bigger complexity, and if you understand that thing and it's too simple for you and you want to dig deep into your life and cover as many areas of your life as you possibly can, then you might use this advanced version. And what's advanced version is different from the simple one is just how do we look at these big categories, at these big groups. Before we had health, body, and mind, but now I try to understand what I actually mean by that, what the health and body and mind consist of. And for me, it's physical health, it's emotional health, it's spiritual health, it's mental health, it's sleep, it's diet. So all those things. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up with the disempowering belief I have, only not like overall health, but physical health. Then I'm going to do the same thing for emotional health. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the sleep. What is my disempowering belief for sleep? For example, I don't know. I think I need to sleep 12 hours to be happy and to be rested and energized, which is disempowering belief. No, you can easily do 8 hours or 7 or 6 hours. And then you explain yourself why. You actually understand that and get this knowledge, and you put this empowering belief and you start practicing it, right? The same with wealth, finance, and career. Well, for me, it's some different categories like business and job, savings and investments, self-learning, learning from mentors, and living location and conditions. All of them create for me wealth. That's how I understand wealth. You might have different category and different subcategories for yourself. Do as you please. But the main thing is you actually kind of compartmentalizing a little bit your life, not to live it in compartmentalizing way, but to actually come up with the better and focus these empowering beliefs, which you can then easily change, right? Then you have love and relationships. And I said, for me, it's family, friends, and romance. And happiness and fulfillment, for me, it's my mission. I want to understand my mission. It's my career and it's my legacy. What kind of legacy I'm going to leave behind, right? So this is the complexity. And now when I'm listing these empowering beliefs, I'm not only listening for my wealth and finance in general, but first I'm going to list it for all of those which maybe stay on the way of me succeeding in my business, open up my business, or maybe succeeding at my job, or getting promotion, or actually changing my job. Or maybe I have these empowering beliefs which actually hold me back and do not let me find mentors, and I cannot learn from mentors, right? I try to figure out whether I have such beliefs. If I do, I then will figure out my empowering beliefs. And that step by step, you're going to have this beautiful magic file, magic place where you see all your bottlenecks, and you can fix them up by knowing what you actually believe in and want to believe in, and transfer them into the actions. And I'm going to have another video, another lesson where we're going to go through the strategies, and these strategies we're going to talk about how to actually transform something like that into the actionable items. It's not for this video, guys. And last thing about this video here, I want to show you the advanced version of the file 2, which is completely the same as this one, just with a different layout. Maybe some of you like to go into the columns where you have health, wealth, love, and happiness, and then you have disempowering, empowering beliefs, and then you have your categories. This is completely the same thing as the previous one, just with a different layout. I've created 2 of them, just try to figure it out who you are and what you do and what you love most, and kind of please you with the variety of these kind of files and sheets. All right, guys, I think it is enough. We already spent a lot of time with you talking the theories and practical exercises, and we just went through this file. Download this file, start work with this file. Remember, take a look at this success cycle of yours. Remember what kind of important role your beliefs play in this success cycle, and then use this as your motivation and your kind of jump start to actually keep going and get the momentum of using this file. And the last thing what I want to say here is, don't use this file only once for this particular exercise. Use it as the file which you live in, meaning use it at least once in half a year, and inventory your beliefs. Go and see whether you have trained yourself to actually replace those disempowering with empowering. Then also see whether you have acquired new disempowering beliefs with your new experience, because you're moving forward, you're changing, you going and making your life better. Okay, list those new ones into those categories, and come up with the empowering beliefs, and then link them to the actions and start practicing those actions to reinforce your beliefs in this success cycle. Okay. All right, now we're going to back to another screen where you're going to again see me in full screen, and we're going to finish up this lesson with you. Thank you for staying here, and thank you for working on this file. It's going to be worth it. What you write, you invite. So concentrate and focus on your empowering beliefs. All right, guys, I hope it was useful. If you still have any questions, we have this Facebook community, that private group which we have created for you as a bonus, which goes together with that program. Go to that group, share your experiences with each other, ask us questions. We have moderators in that group which will be able to help you out and answer all your questions. Because as you see, and you have probably already figured out by now, this is huge. This is really fundamental topic, and the process which all of us have to go through, because this is the cornerstone of your success going forward and taking those steps into the program. All right, let me recap today's step just to make sure you have got it at all. First thing we were talking about is 3 steps to freedom, and they are your mindset and your psychology. And I hope by the example of the beliefs, you're now starting to understand why did I say that this mindset and psychology are most important, and we're going to be starting working on them first. And that's what we did with you today. The second part of the 3 steps to the freedom is the strategies, the effective strategies which you will be using and putting together with me, and I will guide you through that to create this custom roadmap for yourself with actionable items. We didn't get to that yet. It's upcoming steps, guys. And the third thing which we learned from these 3 steps to the freedom is our habits. We're going to be working on our habits and actually reinforcing our habits and implementation methods in order to maintain ongoing results, because we want and we need that momentum, right? Not to get those results only once, but repeat them and be able to replicate them as many times as we possibly can and want and have the strategy for. Okay? Those were the three. And we have the freedom of change if we are master all those three items on that list. We should become masters of our mind and psychology. We should become masters of our strategies and the masters of implementation by actually transforming that implementation methods into our habit and instilling them into our mind. The next thing we were talking about is our belief. And we have defined that beliefs are the feelings of absolute certainty we all have about something. We have uncovered that through the life, through the experience, we are developed a lot of these empowering beliefs, which are determine the quality of our life. And we have learned with you that for each of them, we are able to find the empowering belief and actually start focusing our mind and body to that empowering belief and go through that success cycle where we actually reinforce our empowering beliefs by taking massive action, getting massive results, reinforcing our empowering beliefs, and continue the cycle up. Only with action and practicing can we replace those empowering beliefs with disempowering beliefs. What we do next, as I mentioned in my video about in the previous step of us going through the template, as I mentioned, through those empowering beliefs, we all should understand what kind of action should we take, and we should plan them in. And then by taking those actions, we're going to be reinforcing those empowering beliefs and pushing out those disempowering ones. The more information on that and practical methods are going to follow in our upcoming videos. Okay? That is the recap. The last thing I want to say today, guys, and remind you, as I said previously, we have this private group in Facebook. Please join that. Please share your experience, share your drawings, share your plans, share your list of empowering, disempowering beliefs, and let others know what you're going through. They're going to be able to help you out. The next thing is, as you know, we have this template which I've shared with you. Use it constantly. Maintain inventory of your beliefs and make sure you reinforce your empowering ones all the time. The third, we have the MP3 for you of this lesson. If you need to repeat it, if you need to go through it while you're running. Go through it while you're commuting at your work. We made it convenient to you. We have created MP3 file for that same recording. And the last but not least, we have prepared the list and set of questions you should ask yourself in order to find out what are your disempowering beliefs. That's all is attached to that same video in that member area you are in right now. Okay? Alright guys, I hope it was useful. Remember, it's only the beginning, but at the same time, the first video is going to be the foundational video for the whole program. So go carefully around them. If you didn't understand something, don't you worry. You will get and you will understand things, because not all the time we're learning by actually knowing that we learn and by consciously making this decision. A lot of the times we're learning when we don't understand that we're actually learning. So trust me on this here. You, one or another way, you are learning, you're improving, and your mindset is changing and shifting for the better, for you to achieve any change in your life. So stick to this video, continue exercising, do all those practical work which I suggest you to do, and see you at the next step. Igor from the Better Life Academy.